Previously on
Mochi making terrible life decisions.
And of course, after I finished the drawing, I got to actually rigging. File setup will forever be like the #1 thing I hate. Don't worry, next episode. Next episode you'll see actual rigging. Okay, so we're back for yet another episode. This time I'm actually rigging. So there's been a lot that's happened, so I've kind of procrastinated on editing this video as usual. But anyways, I think we don't really need me to talk through the entire process of what I did because I already did that the previous seasons. And I'm pretty sure if you're watching this season, you've probably watched the other season, so I won't go into depth. But for those that for some reason didn't, I literally just auto mesh and put a crap ton of stuff, So instead I'll probably just give a TMI or something, I don't know. But I was literally trying to move computers after I was during the time of editing this, I was trying to transfer PCs because my other PC was kind of ass cheeks. And so that was great. Anyways, so the eye rigging. Oh yeah, I did remember something interesting that happened at least with this. Because I am a stupid idiot, okay? You're probably gonna see this I don't think y'all see this, and I didn't capture this in the footage. But essentially when I was because you should always export your model every now and then to test out in VTube Studio, even if it takes forever, guys, okay? Seriously. So I remembered trying to, because I completely rigged one eye eventually, and then I copied and pasted and flipped to the other eye. I didn't really pay attention to the warp deformers and everything. But when I tested out the other eye, it was blinking just fine, but it wasn't the pupils weren't moving. They weren't one of the pupils wasn't moving. The original it's my right, it's the model's left, okay? But the original left eye for the model, it wouldn't move right, I cannot today, but it wouldn't move at all. And I looked in VTube Studio, and it, because you could obviously test the physics and everything out in VTube Studio, not VTube Studio, Live2d. It looked fine, but then I was what on earth is the issue? And so I remembered having a literal mental breakdown over it. Oh yeah, also I flipped the eye and forgot to flip the iris, all that raw. That was embarrassing. Anyways, but yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, I had a whole mental breakdown over the iris and pupils not moving at all, because I was did I screw up my entire model? I only have a few days left on this trial. Turns out I didn't. I literally opened up a different model just to see if I did anything wrong. And guys, remember when the warp deformers and where they are in the parts does matter, because without it sometimes things don't register right in VTube Studio. I had to move all the warp deformers because I was feeling so lazy that day, so I didn't pay attention to how the warp deformers for the right eye needs to be moved to the actual right eye part folder. It was still in the left eye, specifically the tier folder, so now it was moving really wonky and weird. Anyways, enough about the eyes. I wanted to try something cool with this, so I wanted to do a tongue toggle. Yeah, I think I mentioned that in the first episode or something. I don't know, it was kind of painful to figure out because I had to mess around with draw order and I didn't know what I was doing for most of it. It's funny because I use just normal webcam tracking for my, I would use normal webcam tracking for my VTube model because I don't have a phone stand. And so my phone would be in a very awkward position. And now with my new PC, I have all the wires and everything, it's down below, so I have more space on my desk because I got a drawing tablet. And it's big, very big. And I want it to have all the space. So I kept having to move it back and forth without the lack of space. So yeah, it's funny because I won't I don't use the phone at all, even though the phone has so much better tracking, and my webcam tracking is ass. But that's fine, right, guys? So, oh, don't worry, I'll figure something out for the Live2d showcase that comes like next week. Hopefully it actually comes next week. I can't make any guarantees at this point. I've literally been a mess while trying to do this entire PC transfer. This episode has gone completely off topic from like the actual model, but like I gotta talk about this. Like, please, kids, if you ever transfer PCs, do not uninstall OneDrive. I'm being serious here. I did it. I uninstalled OneDrive because I thought that was the way to go. Don't. Literally do not. Anyways, back to the model for real this time. It was interesting doing the mouth expressions. I was very proud of myself for this tiny detail I gave in his teeth, okay? Like, when he opened his mouth, you can see like he kind of has sharper canines or whatever. I didn't want it to be like crazy fangs, okay? Because he's not a vampire. He's supposed to be human, but like, I don't know. I just imagined his canines would just be little sharper, you know? I tried to make it natural. I hope it looks natural. I do not draw teeth that often. That sounds very bad and weird, but like, I really don't. I'm too lazy. It makes my characters look weird when they have their mouth open in goofy positions like some of this, but like, yeah, I probably should draw the insides of the mouth more, but it's whatever. I tried not to move the teeth for a lot of it. And what did it do? It made things weird. For some expressions, I feel like it worked out, but then for a few others, I actually had to move like the teeth around. I think next time I need to make a bigger mouth inside cavity. Well, there's probably not going to be an actual next time unless I reinstall Live2d into this like new PC, because I think I can get just another trial. Yeah. But we'll see. If there's ever a season 6 of this, then y'all know I install it in my computer. I am starting to draw more on like Clip Studio Paint because I bought it, and I also have like that pen tablet and everything, so I guess maybe one day I'll come back to like Live2d rigging, but by this point, like, it's been months since I've last recorded this footage, okay? Like, because this was back in August, and my life is busy, and so I procrastinate on editing. I would literally upload every day if I could, but I gotta think about my life, okay, guys? But seriously though, I would probably I'll figure out some crazy models. Maybe I'll draw more women, you know? I drew my main 4 muses for these models because, you know, I feel like they're iconic, even if this one here, I'm not pronouncing that right. It's so bad. That's embarrassing. Even if he is always dead. That's like a joke with like everyone who's seen me like write out these characters in every single like alternate universe. For some reason, he's always dead. Not this time, guys. He's alive, somewhat. I gotta say, I hate head angles. I draw my characters in different head angles all the time. The only issue is that it doesn't look consistent. So when it's consistent, it looks a little wonky, you know. I think I like did a lot. So this is like footage from like 2 days, because if I just did like footage from 1 day, it would just be the video would be way too short, because I think I did a lot of things. I either did a lot of things off camera or I didn't have like a lot of time. Did I like do this during school? I'm like looking at the dates of the recordings. Okay, yeah, I did this during school. Okay, that explains everything. Yeah, it was during school when I did this, guys. I actually don't know how I managed to rig an entire model despite being like a student, but we kind of deal with it. Okay, so I feel like every time I add the hair after the head angles, it just makes everything look like slightly better, you know? Of course, it Still looks wonky at some parts, but I guess it looks slightly better. Just slightly. I should try to challenge myself to do more extreme head turns next time. I did very slight head turns because they be looking kind of goofy and ugly without like them extreme head turns, you know? Or with them extreme head turns. Oh my god, the tongue. I actually had a hard time with the tongue. I think for any future models, if I ever do this again, and I leech off of the free trial because I'm that bitch, I think I would try to do like all the models to the fullest, I guess. What I really want to try to do is advanced hand rigging. Like, y'all, I had simple arm rigging with this. Well, not really. It's not even really arm rigging. It's just, oh yeah, you got some crazy gestures, you know? I want to like do them crazy gestures for real. I was supposed to have like a waving animation with the previous models, but I didn't know how to do it. Now I kind of know how to do it to some degree. It's not really an animation. It's literally just me with the tracking or whatever. I tested it a few times. I was so proud of myself for making that work because I'm an absolute noob with Live2d, bro. Like, seriously, I have mad respect to them Live2d artists and like just people making them VTube models because I could never. I seriously struggled so much. My style's not even anime, so I feel like it makes it a little bit harder, especially with like the face angles. I don't know. They look goofy. They look so goofy, and it's just like, ugh. Because my style's like, I think I mentioned it was like semi-realistic, but now I'm beginning to doubt it myself at this point. It's definitely not, I definitely can't do it too cartoony, you know? It's definitely not anime either, even though I took inspiration from anime for some of the shading. At least that's what like a friend told me. I think it was like some friend that told me that my coloring style reminded them of like anime or something. I think it's the overly blushing and like some other stuff. But yeah, that aside, physics, I gave up clearly. I just brush tooled everything. Guys, if you want smooth physics, don't do what I do. Do what I do if you want to be lazy, but like, seriously. That's why some of this crap looks crazy. Though I do like doing physics to some degree when I don't have it in like 6 billion parts, but I think for him, I put everything in like 6 billion parts. Oh, this is where I work on the arm toggles. Oh. I had to like group everything. Oh god. I sort of referenced a tutorial for it, like, sort of. Not like... Because obviously the tutorial I found was for, like, advanced, but anyways, I think that's, like, it for this episode. Yeah, you'll just see the rest of the suffering next episode, guys.